Morning snappers, how are we? It's Baltic again, and you know, I weren't sure what I was going to do with this video, to be honest, and what I were meant to be doing was showing you some lovely roebuck pictures, but I've been out 3 times this week and I haven't managed to get out, which has been disappointing to say the least, but it wasn't for the lack of trying. I got a new hide for Christmas. The big lad brought me a Tragapan, the V6. So I'd not used it up till to putting it up last week. Now I'm in the permanent hide, and I put it up in that little clearing which is next to this, in the hope that I was going to get some pictures of that roebuck with the the antlers in velvet, but it never happened. And so we've come down today. We're going to try and get some pictures of the buzzards again. Yeah, I know buzzards, but we can't go anywhere at the moment, so it's hard work. I mean, I'm just, this is my local patch. I just walk here and I do what I do. So it's not a bad thing, is it, if I'm getting some pictures of buzzards? I never get bored of it, really. You might, but hey, can't be helped, can it? So that's what it is. I've moved the setup round a bit, so we'll go out in a minute and show you what we've done, just to try and get a few images. I mean, you can have the same setup and you start getting the same pictures, and you've got to swap stuff around. It gets a bit stale, so we just wanted to try and get a few different images on some different perches. So we'll show you that. But one thing I did want to show you, especially with this weather, with it being so cold, is these. You might have seen these on the last couple of videos, and now I've mentioned it a million times. My hands is suffering like mad in the cold, and I needed to sort something out, because when you're out, with your camera and your hands get cold, it's rubbish. It's painful, but also you can't work your camera proper, can you? And that's no good. That's useless. So I mean, I've loads of pairs of gloves and mittens, and they're fantastic for keeping my hands warm, but when it comes to operating this, they're useless, absolutely useless, because you've got to take your mittens or your gloves off. Your hands are dead toasty warm, and straight away your hands get cold, because they're open to the elements, aren't they? And especially with metal, I mean, when I carry this thing a lot with the tripod foot up there, and that's metal, and as soon as my hands touch that, it just draws all the warmth out of them. So it's end X, game over. So what I did, I've done quite a bit of research, and I found online a company called Vallerret, and I had a look at some of their stuff, and they're Norwegian, so I mean, they know what they're talking about regarding cold weather gear. Anyway, I contacted them, and they very kindly sent me a pair of, they're called the Skadi ZIPPER mitt. And I looked into them, and I thought I'm gonna try them. So this is a review on them, and it's an unbiased review. I'm not gonna, all right, they've sent me them, but I'm not just going to say they're fantastic just for the sake of it. It's going to be an unbiased view, and I've used them for the last few weeks. I've used them when I've just been out walking to see whether they keep your hands warm, because it has been cold recently. It's been really, really cold, so it's been a good test for them, to be honest. I didn't want to just get them straight away and then just do a review without having actually used them, and I've used them practically with the camera as well. So what we're going to do now, I'll go through the technical specs. I know it's, you might find it boring, but it's important, so we'll tell you how they're made and what's in them. All right, I've altered my lighting, you might be able to see me a bit better now. So right, the Skadi ZIPPER mitt, as you can see there, nice looking thing. They're a 2-part system, so that's the inner glove, yeah, and then you've got this mitten, all right, with a zipper on the front. So we'll show you that in a minute. But there are two, like I said, they're a 2-in-1 glove design. I say I've loads of mittens, and mittens are the best thing for keeping your hands warm. They just work better than gloves. But as soon as you take your hands out of the mitten, that's it. Your hands are freezing. You can't operate a camera with them. So that's why we've gone for these. Now, this inner glove It's a Polartec Power Stretch Pro. That's the material they're made of. It's a dual knit construction, so they're thin, but they're also warm. So just wearing these on their own, you know, they're they're a lot warmer than normal gloves. And they've also got some fancy bits on the end of on the forefinger and the thumb, so you can still operate your touch screen on your camera, and you can also operate your smartphone if you need to. So that's the inner. Now the other bit, the main bit, that's the mitten. So what are these made of? They've got merino wool and the primer loft, so they have a mid-layer insulation inside them, so they're super warm. And they have this zipper on the front. You see the zipper there, and the way that works, I'll just put it on. So they've got this fancy cuff, which is a good idea. You stick your hand through there, and then when you need to take them off, you can just leave them hanging. It don't matter if you're on the side of an hillside, you know, up in Scotland, and it's blowing an absolute hoolie, and you take these off, they're gone. See you later. You know, you drop a mitten and that, and it'll blow off the side of a mountain, no danger. So that's, you know, it's a good idea. They've really thought about the design of these. So let's put the mitten on. So there you go. That's it on there, and then the zip is positioned around the front. So you open the zip up and your fingers come out there. Also the thumb, that's got a flap on it, and they've got magnets. So the little magnets just hold that back, and then you can fully operate your camera. Because like I said, the finger and the thumb, they've got them special that special material on, where you can use your smart device or your phone screen. And yeah, I think they're it's a clever design, it really is. So what are these made of? Now they've got like they come in two colours, these ones. They come in black, or this different design. It's got like a grey camo on and like a dark tan. They're made of goat's leather, and they are, I'm reading off a sheet here because I couldn't remember all the specs. Laminated soft twill and a 2-ply DWR suede. Okay, so that resists water and excellent wind protection, and it really does. It does, you know, I mean, I've had them on for the last couple of weeks, and it's been Baltic. It's been really cold recently, and yeah, they work a treat. So that's it with the zip closed on it. Okay, you've got a little puller tab there, so when you want to get your hands out, you just open that up, slide your fingers out, and then there's a little press stud on there. You just press stud that to the side, and that holds it out the way, and you can operate your camera there. So yeah, they have a non-slip grip on the palm, you know, to aid when you're holding your camera. That's a good idea. On the top of each mitten, there's a little zip there, and that you can put an SD card in there. And one of them, I'm not sure which one it is now, let's have a look. One of them actually has a tripod key in. I think it's this one. Yeah, there we go. So you open that up, and then you've got that little tripod key. Now I must admit, before now, when I've you know, I've needed something like that, and it's just permanently fixed to it. So, you know, you might think it's a bit gimmicky, but you know, there's it's a pretty good idea, is that? I like the idea. And the price of SD cards, you know, or whatever card you use, I think you can get like a 32 meg card now for something like £5 or £6, and you know, you can just stick a spare one in that zipper. Because the amount of times I've been out and I've maybe forgot, you know, for my vlogging camera, or it's just nice to have a spare one, you know, if one of your cards goes corrupt. So we've got that. We've got the zip on there for our SD card. We've also got a storm cuff, and there's also a strap there that you can tighten it up just to bring it around your wrist. So what they like to use, well, warmth wise, brilliant. They really are. They are very, very warm, and they've stopped my hands, I really suffer with it terribly, and they've they've kept my hands warm. They have. So they've done what they're designed to do. The zips, when you're closing them back up, they take a little bit of getting used to. It's just a bit of a technique. What I tend to do, I just tend to spread my fingers out and put a bit of tension in the glove. But yeah, it's just technique, you know. Once you've practiced it a few times, you'll get the hang of them. But yeah, they've been fantastic, and practically using the camera, no bother whatsoever, because I mean, you know what it's like with cameras nowadays. There's that many buttons and dials and that, and that was the big test for it really. That's what I really wanted to have a look at. So I think one of the last videos I did when I was in the ground hide, I wore them practically for the whole session just to see if they were as you know, as good as what they claimed to be, and they were fantastic. They were really good. You know, I mean, I use that little tiny function button there down the side. I don't know if you can make that out or not. When I'm replaying, so I need to be able to get my finger down the side there. You know, I can change my dials. Every button is accessible, and also being able to, well, I'll show you now. So press that button there, and then I can use you can see there, I can swipe the screen, and you know, so you can see how that's working with the gloves on. You know, I can zoom in, I can zoom out, whatever. I can have full functionality with the camera with the gloves on. So you know, I don't need to say any more really about that, do I? But definitely worth looking at if you suffer, you know, with the cold, and you know, you need protection, don't you, especially in this weather, because it's proper cold at the moment. So yeah, check them out. Vallerret, that's a Skadi mitt. They do all sorts of other kinds of gloves, you know, if you just want a glove and not the mitten. But I wanted to try these out, and they've yeah, I'd definitely recommend them. I'm going to do another review in about 6 months when I've given them a bit of stick. You know, see how they're holding up, but at the moment I can't see any issues with them at all. Yeah, I like them. So yeah, check them out. That's the Skadi zipper mitt. Right, what we'll do now, we're going to go out and we're going to have a look at this setup. I'll show you how I've changed it. Just changed it around a little bit, like I say, just to get a few different pictures, and yeah, come on, let's go and have a look. So you can see what I've done here. This is the big long log that we've had set up before. We've had the buzzards come down on the end, and this is generally where I put any roadkill or bait to bring them down. Now this is that fantastic perch that I had, that I managed to get the barn owl shots on, and originally it was over on that side. So what I found the buzzards were doing, once they've fed, they were going up on the top of here, and they were kind of cleaning the beaks off. And I just thought, if I put this post here, you know, in line with this, just, you know, move it along, there's a chance that they might come down, they might land on that and then come down and you know, have a feed on our bait. Now this morning I had to come down when it was pretty dark. Well, it was dark, because if they see you coming, that's it, end of story. So I snuck down, managed to get in the hide. I put the bait down as I got here, because before now I put the bait down the night before and the foxes have had it away. So you know, that's your session finished really. So I snuck out, put this bit of bait down. within 20 minutes the buzzard came down, it landed right on the top of there, so it just worked a treat. It was absolutely fantastic. Landed on there, come down here, walked down here and had a right good feed. It must have been on here for a good hour, and it all came, you know, came true. So I was dead chuffed with that. I've also moved that post, so we've got a really nice old strainer post down there, and I'm hoping they're going to come down on that. They might favour this one because it's taller, you know. They might not want to be down on a lower post. I'm not sure. It's just a really nice old strainer post with some old barbed wire on it. It just looks the part. It'll look really nice if we can get one on that. So that's how we've changed it. Nothing drastic, but you know, like I said, it's just having that plan in your head, having that vision. I wanted that particular image of a buzzard on there, and I've not managed to get any yet. Well, I have this morning, so we'll put them on at the end. I'll put a bit of footage on, and yeah, it's been a really good session. Just made up for that disappointment, you know, with a few days sat in the hide over there and not getting the roe deer pictures, but that'll come. It'll come. That's all part of wildlife photography, isn't it? You know, you never get it all your own way. So that's it. Just a short one today. We've shown these off, the old Vallerretts. Brilliant. Really chuffed with these. So thumbs up for them, and yeah, if you've enjoyed it, give us a thumbs up, give us a like, you know, share it. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon, and then every time we get a new film out, you'll get a notification straight away. So thanks for watching, stay safe everyone, and we'll see you on the next one. You don't realise what a faff this vlogging is. Every mile I do, I've got to do another mile back for camera. See you on the next one. Gosh.